Vanessa McCoy Owens presents Table Talk with Dr. V. She's an author, speaker, entrepreneur, humanitarian, and storyteller. Her focus for this broadcast is to build stronger communities and leaders through education and empowerment for today's diverse and complex world. Let's hear from Dr. V.
Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Wow, it is a happy Monday. And welcome to Table Talk with Dr. V. And I am Dr. Vanessa McCoy Owens, and we are going around the world shedding and sharing peace one day at a time. Remember, 40 days of peace, hashtag one day at a time. For those of you that don't know an awful lot about me, we've prepared a little clip. And we're going to play it now so that you can learn who Dr. V is.
Vanessa McCoy Owens, author, humanitarian, organizer, pastor, psalmist, and speaker, celebrating 40 years of ministry. Nationally and internationally known, Pastor Owens learned to respond to human need at an early age in life. Her ministry and talent have taken her to many places around the world, including Nigeria, promoting urban renewal in war-torn communities, in Bolivia, traveling with community leaders in an effort to build schools, in Haiti, she visited orphanages and served in community schools. Senior Pastor Owens has preached on the Sea of Galilee and has co-hosted the Harlem School of the Arts event at the legendary Apollo Theater. Also, from a local perspective, Pastor Owens has served as the president of the Martin Luther King Family Life Center since its inception in 1998. Strategizing and serving as a counselor, educator, and advocate, she has organized fundraisers, award ceremonies, and numerous community events, mobilizing countless volunteers and networking valuable community partnerships. As a witness to what caring, giving, and sharing can do for individuals and groups, Pastor Owens knows the value of relationship and the spoken word. She carries a dynamic motivational message as an ordained minister, keynote presenter, conference host, and community activist. Seasoned, sincere, anointed, appointed, and able, we now present unto you Senior Pastor Vanessa McCoy Owens.
To know that we can make this happen. We can create an environment that's bulletproof, meaning that we can live in, breathe in, and have communion in. Remember, 40 days of peace, hashtag one day at a time. All it takes is one word of kindness, one act of kindness, a smile. My intercessory prayer leader gave us a tag about 2 months ago. And she says, I tell you what, I want you all to leave. Once we get off of this conference call, I want you all to leave and smile on purpose. Just smile on purpose. You know, have you ever had to do it, one of those cheesy smiles? But it made a difference. It caused you to think, and it sent a message to somebody else. So today, on Table Talk with Dr. B, we're going to talk a little bit about forgiving someone today. We want to walk in forgiveness, but this is peace. We're going to forgive someone today. First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt said, it isn't enough to talk about peace. One must believe it, and it isn't enough to believe in it. One must work for it. So what does that mean? How do I work for peace? I go out of my way to show an act of kindness. I do something randomly. I say, please, thank you, excuse me, have a great day, may I help you? Or a kind gesture, having a great day, rolling the window down and just waving at somebody. I remember recently riding down the highway and there must have been about 4 dogs in the car. And they were they were chattering over there. And as I waved, as the car went by, they barked the more. But they were having an awesome time, an awesome time, because I gave attention to them. I waved at the dogs, and their response was, woo, 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 woo. But today we're going to talk about forgiveness. About 8 years ago, I had the privilege of visiting the Middle East, and I went over with the ACL ministry, and our goal was to not protest, but to walk in harmony with the people of Israel. We walked the streets of Jerusalem. We visited the Wailing Wall. We participated in outings, and we shared our substance. We shared our love. We shared conversations. We shared things that were in common. We all loved Jesus, and we all wanted the world to be a better place. And sometimes people think that you've got to do a lot. No, you don't. You don't have to do an awful lot. Just be kind. Say please and thank you. When I got on the elevator, although I did not speak an ounce of Yiddish or any of the foreign languages, but I smiled and I beckoned, and they smiled and beckoned back to me. Well, we would call it call and response. I smiled and they responded. They smiled and I responded. All it takes for us to do is 1 ounce of kindness. We were talking about earlier today with one of my mentors, we were talking about walking in forgiveness. And at the end of the day, when we harbor hurts and pains, and they're all real, trust me, when you offend me, you offend me. When you hurt me, you hurt me. But when I embrace it and hold on to it, it hurts me. 8 out of 10 people forget what they've done to you, and you'll carry it around for years. But walk peaceably. We were looking at some of the scripts in the Bible. It says, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called the children of God." Listen, there are 3 sources of peace in the world today: peace with God, peace with yourself, and peace with others. But if you don't get that middle one straight, you're going to have a major problem. Because in order to give me peace or to share peace with me, you're going to have peace with yourself. We see this a lot when people are taking their last minutes or their last breaths, and they're saying their goodbyes because they know that they're ready to transition. And everybody wants to know, did they make peace with God? Or did they make peace with the situation? Make peace with yourself. Make peace with yourself. Determined to live a good life, determined to live a life pleasing, determined to live a life that someone else can see the goodness in you, the kindness in you. Most of us grow up, and when we're asked, what would you contribute? What would you say was the person that contributed the most to your success? And 9 times out of 10, it's a teacher, a Sunday school teacher. Sometimes it's our moms, sometimes it's our dads, or the candy lady, or somebody down the street. But there's always somebody that's making a difference. What did they do? They didn't give me $1,000. They didn't even give me any money. But they gave me an opportunity. They were kind to me. Didn't matter what I had. We talk about our elders. And I'm very, very blessed to have lived with my great aunts. And they would say things like, "Sit down, girl. Let me tell you something." Or, "Sit down, girl," or, "Come on in here, girl." And that was their way of saying they approved, and they got my attention, and they showed me kindness. So I'm living literally out what I saw other people do and what they did to me. Wasn't the big things. I can't tell you how many people walked up to me and gave me $40,000, $50,000. But I can start numbering, and I'd run out of hands just to people that said something nice to me. People that said, "Vanessa, you can do this." People that said, "Have a great day." And people understood that life was challenging. There's no easy steps in this, but there are rewards. And we chose, and we choose, and we choose, and we chose to have a better life. I am determined that nobody's going to outlive me. You can't outgive me, even when it hurts, meaning I'm not going to allow you to be kind to me and I not be kind to you and somebody else. I pay it forward. I get up in the morning recognizing and realizing I'm going to be nice to somebody today, today. We remember my brothers and I were talking, my sister and my brothers and I were talking the other day, and my mother had this, we have no idea where she got it from, but my mother had this affirmation before we even knew what an affirmation was. My mother would say, today is the best day of my life because Jesus lives big in me. And then her hashtag was, I choose to walk in forgiveness. I mean, wow. One day we'll talk about her forgiveness, but you're talking about a testimony, and an attribute of virtue. That woman had one, but she made a decision that she was not going to allow life to embitter her. The things that people had done and said, she wasn't going to allow it to govern her future. Amen. So we're going to walk in forgiveness. All right. We're going to our best engineer in the whole 757. Take it away, Lakia.
Makes my heart come alive. Suddenly brought to life when I met you. Reaching beyond the skies, running deep, stretching wide. Perfect love realized, here with you. Come on. If it's not fixed for real, you will never let go, never let go. Oh, it's more than just words, not being out of control, out of control. This is real love, this is real love. Say this is real love, this is real love. Makes my heart come alive. Suddenly brought to life when I met you. 1, 2, 3, this is real life. This is real life.
Okay. Tina, Elliot, oh my goodness. Hey, girl. So glad you could be with us today.
listening to Table Talk with Dr. V on Christian Life Radio and ChristianLifers.com.
Wow, 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 wow. This is real love. Welcome back to Table Talk with Dr. V. This is an exciting time for us. Hi, Tina. It's good to see you. So glad you could visit with us today. And thank all of my other friends out there, my ghost posters, okay? I appreciate you. I need you and I appreciate you. Yes, 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 yes. We were talking earlier about the act of forgiveness and walking in forgiveness, and that brings peace. You know, when we were growing up, we remember the battles at home. Well, she did it first, or he did it first, and then the referee, your mom or your daddy, would come in and say, it doesn't matter who did what first. The most important thing is that you forgive each other, you know, and make up. You know, oh my God, could you imagine having to have to make up, saying you're sorry? And then my parents made us embrace, you know what I mean? You had to hug each other and all that kind of stuff. And we didn't understand the consequences of not embracing. We didn't understand the consequences of allowing that offense to stay on us. But today we do. Remember, we choose to forgive. We choose to walk in forgiveness, one day at a time. One day at a time. It doesn't matter who did what. What matters is that we got over it and we're alive and we're doing well. Yes? Yes. 40 Days of Peace. We've been asked, what is the 40 Days of Peace initiative? The 40 Days of Peace initiative offers opportunities for diverse groups and individuals to serve together in a variety of creative projects for the improvement of our communities. What's our vision? 40 Days of Peace initiative brings together individuals, families, community organizations, neighborhoods, and law enforcement agencies to promote a greater cooperation and a sustainable reduction in violence in our communities. Excuse me, listen. We're all in this world together. We're all on planet Earth together, and we live in these communities. And we all have different personalities, different goals, different agendas. But the ultimate goal is that we want to live together. We want to thrive, and we want to grow, and we want to produce awesome communities and awesome leaders. We can only build strong leaders and in strong communities if we teach them how to live peaceably. You know, I'm signing up. I want to be a peacemaker. The mission is to inspire national and local partners, individual families, communities, schools, communities of faith, community organizations, and many others to begin the process of building a more peaceable community. 40 days, hashtag one day at a time. Okay, so here we just went blank on the yes, but it's okay. So we're here now. This is the thing about multimedia. We can go to one or two places at one time. Remember, if it is to be, it's up to me. I am the initiator. I started it. You remember playing the game Tag You're It? I started it. Peace. What does it take? How long does it take? What's involved? Just say something nice. Please. Thank you. Good morning. Have a great day. May I help you? Is that too hard? Oh, I'm sorry. Can we work it out? Can we reason together? Gestures. You know, we don't want to say, I've had enough of this and I'm not doing it anymore. So I spilled the milk. I'm sorry. I forgive you. It's okay. On purpose. Peace begins with me. You might say, well, you say that and you make it sound easy. No, it isn't. It is not easy at all. And I never said it was, but it's doable. First Lady Eleanor Roosevelt said, it isn't enough to talk about peace. Now I'm talking about it. One must believe it. And I know it is obtainable. And it isn't enough to believe in it. One must work for it. Sometimes you have to back down, step down, or sit down. But the most important thing is that I won this argument. I left it peaceably. I don't have to have the last word. Remember one of our podcasts, I remember sharing that we said that we just had to have the last word. And if I didn't have the last word, it would kill me. Well, it did. It killed more than me. It killed relationships. And I said more than I should have said. And I said things that I didn't want to say, that I didn't need to say, because I had that last word. I just had to get it out. And today, I am mastering silence. Yeah, I'm mastering silence. I am mastering a quiet spirit. And if I can do that, and I'm telling you, it is not easy, particularly when people are making accusations that are false, when people are doing things that are unfair, and you just have to sit there and take it. Well, I'd rather take it today than to give you a piece of my mind, because the piece of my mind that I give you, I've just lost. We need to stop, drop, and roll. Inhale before we react. And I know that there's no rage like road rage, but don't tailgate, don't shoot the birdie, don't follow them. Just pull over to the side of the road and let them have it, because you're going to get to your desired destination, and so are they. But let's get there alive. Let's get there without any incidents. But he cut in front of me. Well, it's not the end of the world. So let's not provoke somebody that isn't having a great day. You walk around and you see someone that's not smiling, and you can say, smile, or you can smile at them. How's your day going? Oh, it's just a horrible day. Oh, it'll get better. And you just give them words of encouragement. You may not be able to change the situation, but you can change the atmosphere. You can change the atmosphere. We were speaking some time ago. Let me see if I can find her. Say thank you to at least 4 people today. Maya Angelou, American poet, says, we cannot change the past, but we can change our attitude toward it. Uproot guilt and plant forgiveness. Woohoo! Tear out arrogance and seed humility. Exchange love for hate, thereby making the present comfortable and the future promising. That's a mouthful. But if you could let me read that slow again. American poet, Maya Angelou. We cannot change the past, but we can change our attitude toward it. Uproot guilt and plant forgiveness. Tear out arrogance and seed humility. Exchange love for hate, thereby making the present comfortable and the future promising. And you can do that with just a smile. You can do that in just saying, have a great day. You can do that in assuring somebody that they can make it. You can do this. You can do this. You can do this. We're going to have a shout out from our very own Lakia. That's George Cabarrus, Bishop George Cabarrus. Hey, so glad you're here. His love is perfect. Well, let me introduce you to a perfect kind of love. That's love so perfect. 'Cause he knows what I feel inside. He touches places I try so hard to hide. Those broken spaces that ghost made up my life. God left the darkness with his overwhelming light.
A love so perfect. Well, let me introduce you to a perfect kind of love. His love is perfect. Well, let me introduce you to a perfect kind of love. His love is so perfect. 'Cause he gave and restored my life. In a single moment, he won my battle and my fight. Those fallen moments when I thought I would not survive. His love protects me, failing at no time. Perfect love, perfect love, perfect love. He is perfect love. He is a perfect love. Perfect love. Perfect love. God is perfect love.
Hi, Richard. Thank you for tuning in.
No in hell, no matter what, no matter what, no failure, no failure in hell, no matter what, I win. Perfect love, perfect love, perfect love. That's what it is.
Everybody has to have somebody to help them. Yeah, everybody.
God is, yes he is, yes he is.
Wow, perfect love, and God is perfect love. The ancient script, Isaiah 26:8 says, "You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast because they trust in you." Remember, there are only three kinds of peace in the world: the peace of God, peace with yourself, and peace with others. And you get to choose to have all three of them, because you really can't have one without the other. You remember that. You can't, not perfect. You can have acts of kindness, random acts of kindness, and you can do things to inspire and do things to lift other people. But I want to be first partaker of that. I want to walk around peaceably. I want to have the love of Christ in me and the peace of God in me. I possess that. I don't want to. I possess that. And when you see me, I want you to be able to say that I see Jesus. When you see Vanessa, oh my goodness, Curry from, oh my goodness, Williamsport, Pennsylvania. Oh gosh, it's been a long time. And Richard Newsom from, I don't know, I think he's from the Tidewater area. Okay, yes, perfect peace. And Bishop George Cabarrus, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I need and I receive your support. I thank God for you. And all right, Carol, you can't be saying hi boo because people are seeing this on the other side. Just say, okay, all right, Dr. B, we'll get in touch. All right. Loving you. Tell everybody, my family, that I said hello. Okay, George. Oh, Kenneth. Oh, my cousin in Texas. Okay. All right. All right. Perfect love. Perfect love. Perfect love. Remember, it is obtainable. We can have it. We just read a minute ago that let me get my cards. I got cue cards, people. It's okay. The girls got cue cards. Remember, we cannot change the past. We cannot. But again, one of our most famous, infamous poets, Maya Angelou, American poet, said, we cannot change the past. I'm sorry, the past, but we can change our attitude towards it. It happened. They did it. Okay. And then she goes on to say, uproot guilt and plant forgiveness, but I choose to forgive them. But you don't know what they did to me. It doesn't matter. But you don't know how they hurt me. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, remember, you've harnessed yourself with that guilt and you're walking around with it and you're carrying it. They've gone on about life, but they're holding on to what you did to them or what they did to you. And you're the person that's bearing the burden of that. But then she said, tear out arrogance and seed humility. Exchange love for hate, thereby making the present comfortable and the future promise. I declare and I decree that I'm going to walk in peace, and I am a peacemaker. Paul said, if it was possible, well, it's possible because I choose to. I choose to walk and make that difference. I am the change factor here. It doesn't matter. Remember, your mom, you say, when we were kids, well, she did it. He did it first. Who did it? She did it. She did it first. Look at it. She did it. And then the referee, your parent will come in and say, okay, it doesn't matter who did it. Forgive each other and make up. And we had to make up by touch. We had to hug each other. I don't know if that meant in their minds that they thought that meant that I forgot it, but we had to hug and say, sorry. And we were playing maybe 3 or 4 minutes later. Come on, let's not forget what our childhood innocence was. Forgive them, release it, and move on. Say thank you. I release you. And remember, the peace of your mind that you want to give somebody, you just lost it. I want to give them a piece of my mind. That peace that you had that only you knew, you gave it away. And you empowered, or you built the flame to a situation because they knew what you were thinking. You just had to have the last word. Don't have the last word. Just sit there and smile. Now you sit there and smile, you'll confuse the living daylights out of them. They don't know what's going on because you're not arguing. You're not having the last word. You're smiling and you're sitting there in silence. The world says silence is golden. Well, I'm living some of that goldenness, okay? Because there are situations where if I said anything, it would have been the wrong thing. And then if it had been the right thing, it would have still been the wrong thing. So I choose to forgive. Remember, whatever you do, show kindness. Please, excuse me, thank you, may I? I'm sorry. Did I offend you? What can I do? Have a great day. Remember, all of those accolades count. They save lives. I remember and one of the stories that I read often is one of the young men that jumped off the Golden Gate Bridge. And he said he started out that morning. He'd had a rough time at home. And he started out that morning with that intent. And he got on the bus, the tourism bus, or the bus that would take you there. And he said all he wanted was for someone, just one person, to say something kind to him. And he said he acted out. He had a meltdown and all sorts of things. And the bus driver looked at him like he was crazy. He said, but all he really wanted was for somebody to say something kind to him. He said they couldn't have helped him. They didn't know what was going to happen, But just to say something kind, he said, and when he got off the bus, he went on the ledge of the bridge, he said, and instead of the lady saying, have a great day, the lady said, take my picture. And he said he took her picture and then he jumped. You know, he literally jumped and broke every bone in his body. He said, but on the way down, he had a moment. He thought, I didn't want to do this. I don't want to die. But he was on his way and he didn't die. But the lesson that he learned was so valuable. Of course, he was, broke up for about 2 years. But he came out of the situation learning how to say good morning, please, thank you. Have a great day. Thank you. This has been Table Talk with Dr. V. We'll look forward to you joining us next Monday. Tell a friend, tell somebody. I know somebody that's talking about something neat and something good that we can all do. It won't cost you a thing. Please, thank you, and excuse me. May I have a great day, Dr. V.
Tune in every Monday at 12 noon for the Table Talk with Dr. V on Christian Life Radio and ChristianLifers.com.